There has been an interesting trend in the world of snowboarding. These days, the goal is to put as much distance between you and the snow as possible, for as long as possible, and always do it with style. It is this new school of thought that we celebrate tonight at the biggest annual event in professional snowboarding. The U.S. Open Snowboarding Championships are up next. Well, you got to wonder what would bring so many people out in the middle of the night here in the middle of March in Vermont. It's the 17th annual U.S. Open Snowboarding Championship. It's like the Super Bowl for snowboarding. We got about 10,000 people grouped at the bottom of a huge hill tonight. It's all about the big air competition. Let's go to the top of the course, find out what's going on up there with my colleague, the editor of Snowboarding Online, Lee Crane.
Todd, I'm at the top of the big air. A perfect night in Vermont. We had a little snow and a lot of wind earlier today, but as the sun went down, the wind backed off, and we have perfect conditions for the big air jump tonight. The big air behind me, quite a ways down there. These guys getting a lot of speed to hit this thing. They said it's not a super big, lofty jump, but they're going big distance. So we should have some pretty entertaining hucking tonight.
Hucking, certainly the operative word, but landing almost as important, if not more so. Here's the criteria. All of our competitors will jump twice. Now, the best jump is the final score, so you do have possibility for redemption if you eat it. The judges, well, they're quite simply looking for amplitude, difficulty, and execution, which seems very simple, Lee, but when you're in the air, as long as these guys are, things get a little complicated.
When these guys land it like that, it doesn't look as complicated, really. The idea is go as high as you can, spin something really wicked, and execute it well. That means landing it without putting your hand down, without reverting out of the landing. Touch down lightly and right away, that's going to be the high score. Big air, big spins, smooth landing.
Here you see the lower part of the jumping area. Our first competitor, Zach Diamond, ready to make his second jump.
Zach had a little trouble on his first jump, scoring only an 8.8. Started spinning, going for the 1080. Almost makes it around, comes up a little short, lands on the board narrow side. You want to get the long part pointed down the hill in big air.
Crazy Al Trades out in front right now with that 22.40. There you see Zach Diamond currently sitting in 8th. So this second jump really comes down to a do or die for him. He's got to stick this thing to jump up. Remember, 2 jumps, only your best jump counts. Zach Diamond is now on course, and Lee, this is a very long approach.
These guys have a lot of time to think about what they're doing or to get confused about what they're going to do when they hit it, and Zach pops it, going for 9. Looks like he was going to go for 9, and then he decided he was going to come up a little short, went only 720, but his body kept going a little further than his board, and he slammed it.
Well, Zach Diamond with a bit of a bloody nose there, and a little dazed as well. Look at this again.
He gets the grab in, looks like he's going to go for 9, realizes he's not going to make it, tries to square up, and his body just rotates past the board. Here he gets 1, 2, you can see him thinking about going for another 180, but he just can't pull it off. He gets a score of 8.10. Not going to be enough. He had the higher score earlier, but neither score going to keep him in the top 3.
Well, as he shakes out the cobwebs, we go back to the top of the hill. This is Jeff Billow. First jump scored 11.30. East Coaster now living in Salt Lake City. And again, Lee, the landing's so very important to our judges.
Jeff trying to get that melon grab 720 in and just couldn't stomp the landing. He'll try it again. We'll see if he can make it this time. You know, the thing about this long roll in is that you have to decide how fast you're going to hit this jump way up the hill. Jeff pulls it off a 720 with a stale grab and stomps it. A perfectly executed 720-degree spin with the grab and the light, soft touchdown. He's got to be stoked about this.
Well, what's interesting about this jump is the competitors at the top of the hill don't know if you landed or not, so they gauge everything basically by crowd reaction, and the fans love this. Look at that. No hand touch, clean and smooth.
He comes off, gets the stale grab in for an entire rotation, lands it down right on edge, and he claims it right off the line.
Billow killing it on his second jump, 21 points. What a great comeback effort. That will put him in a tie for 3rd. Still to come, highlights from the premier event, the halfpipe competition, plus the speed of the Super G, and of course, the border cross competition. It's all coming up on the 17th annual U.S. Open Snowboarding Championship. The U.S. Open Snowboarding Championships are brought to you by Burton Snowboard, snowboarding equipment, and nothing else. and by Mountain Dew, supporting athletes in their sports. Welcome back to Stratton, Vermont, and the big air competition here at the U.S. Open. Todd Harris along with Lee Crane bringing you the action. We are in the men's final competition with the competitors making their second of 2 jumps. Thus far, we have seen Zach Diamond slamming down on the heel side after his second effort. For that, he got an 8.10. Our second jumper, Jeff Billow, pulling off a superb jump on his second try, ended up with a whopping 21-point score.
Now up top, getting ready to make his second run, is Crazy Al Traves, who came up with a great jump his first time out, scoring a 22.4 with that 720 switcher with a mute grab thrown in, stomped the landing, and that's why he's in the lead right now.
Al going with a new technique. What in the world is he wearing in his back? He's got the full backpack going.
Al likes to carry around his own stool so he can hang out at the bottom. Goes in, switch. See what he's setting up for with the pack on. Goes for the switch rodeo. No grab, though. You know, Al's one of those guys, smart rider. He knows he had a high a score as he could do. He wants to save his second jump, just be peaceful. Comes off with the rodeo. Lands it a little bit sideways. He was waving his arms a little just to keep that pack on his back. You can see him start flapping right there. Pulls in, though, doesn't put his hands down. It won't be as high as his first score.
Way too windy. Not worth getting hurt today on an icy jump when you can hit a soft jump tomorrow.
Well, that 15.40 gets thrown out. He holds on to the 22.40 lead. He remains the leader.
Up next, Andrew Heifetz. He is only 0.5 of a point behind Travs. That means he's in striking distance for sure to take that #1 spot. We'll see what he has planned for this jump.
So here's the man currently holding down second place, ready for his second jump. The question is, can he outdo Crazy Al Travs' 22.40?
Andrew throws in a little ollie just to get ready for the big jump, coming in with a lot of speed. Goes for the backside 7. Gets a lean grab in. Sets down softly. Those are the kind of landings these judges are looking for, and his friends are all over him in the landing zone.
Well, his technical landing was very solidly, but was it technical enough in the air to outdo Travs' 22.40?
You see him go for that grab just for a little while. If he could have held that grab a little longer, I'm sure his score would have been higher. But he gets that 7 right around, and the most important part, he stomps the landing.
Well, Heifetz gets a 20.90 for that second jump. Not enough to take the lead, or even better, his first jump of 21.90. Our next jumper is the man who currently sits in third place, now tied with Jeff Billow after his first jump. This is Tom Flacco, somewhat of a local legend here. Everyone says this guy always goes big.
Tom Flacco going for the switch 7 with the late grab. You see him spin 1.5 before he gets the grab in, gets the grab, and then lands it. A very difficult maneuver to do.
So Flacco has work cut out for him as he starts down the hill for jump number 2.
He's coming in forward, busting off the toe side edge for the backside 7. Puts it down like a 747 coming in, nice and light.
Well, if the reaction at the bottom is any indication of this, Tom Flacco may be our new leader. Look at that lead, just freezing with the grab.
Gets the lean grab in right onto his toe side edge. Picture perfect takeoff and landing. Takes off on the toe side edge, touches down on the toe side edge.
And Flacco is just now the highest score of the contest. A 23-point monster that will rearrange the scoreboard and make him our new leader. When we return to Stratton, Vermont, we've got border cross, half pipe, plus Super G highlights. Stay with us. Since the mid-'80s, the premier event of the U.S. Open has been the half-pipe competition, and rightfully so. Stratton has the tradition of providing a pipe that's consistently regarded as one of the best on the planet.
A new twist this year was the use of the jam format for the final. The women ran non-stop for 25 minutes, the men for 50. Going big with consistency proved to be the key. Stamina was a precious commodity, and Ross Powers had it all.
Yeah, it's something like I've always dreamed about, just like, I don't know, just growing up watching the U.S. Open every year. Just any contest I did, I'd always look forward to the U.S. Open, and just the last few years, it hasn't worked out for me, either the weather or whatever, and I never thought it was going to happen, and then today it just all happened so fast, and I can't even believe it. I'm so happy.
Congratulations to Ross Powers for his first U.S. Open championship. The men weren't the only ones to tear up the Stratton halfpipe. 5 of the biggest names in women's halfpipe competition went off in a big way.
Jenny Vara, Michelle Taggart, Shannon Dunn, Nicola Toast, and Trisha Burns, all worthy of a podium finish, but it was Olympic gold medalist and defending U.S. Open champion Nicola Toast using this year's jam session format to her benefit.
Oh, I love it a lot because you can charge it and you can like do all your stuff and go for it 100%, and that's my style. I like it.
Congratulations to both Nicola and Ross for championship caliber performances in the Stratton halfpipe. We're back to the men's big air competition with Andrew Hardingham up top, ready for his second jump. Now he sits in 4th place after his first jump, Lee.
On his first jump, he got inverted, spun it, got a little counter rotation, and landed a little over on his hands. Almost stomped it. I think he's going to try it again, only this time not putting that hand down to pontoon it through the finish. We'll see if he can do it.
Andrew Hardingham starts that long ride with his mind and his board down into the Vermont sky. Remember, landing so very critical.
He does it again with barely a hand touch. Throws that backside rodeo. You saw him rolling up the jump, throws it right over his shoulder, comes out switch, and stomped it this time. Gets that mute grab in, lets go, puts down the landing gear, gets a little tiny hand touch in there, but I don't think the judges are going to dock him too much for that. Perfectly executed.
Well, the judges, they give him a 20.90 on his second jump. This will make things very interesting as he moves into 4th place. Don't go away. 2 more riders left in the big air competition for the U.S. Open. Accommodations provided by Stratton, Vermont's mountain resort. With perfect conditions and under the dark of night, the women fearlessly huck themselves off the big air jump, pushing each other to go huge.
It's good. It's a good jump. It's just a matter of finding the right speed. It's easy to go too far, and it's easy not to go far enough. So.
Barrett Christie, Leslie Olson, Tara Dekitis, and Jamie McLeod were just a few of the big names that made it into the final. The women got 2 runs with the best score counting. The first jump went to seasoned veteran Barrett Christie, and when the score was posted, she had a respectable 19.9, giving her the edge she hoped for. Burton team rider Jamie McLeod would not better Christie's, and she would have to hope for something better in her second jump.
Tara Dekitis had a great jump, and when the judges' scores were tallied, she moved into 1st place with a solid 20.7, leaving only 1 competitor to challenge her. Leslie Olson is always capable of posting one of the highest scores, but is unable to complete one of the most technical tricks of the night. Tara's score was not matched on the second jump, and as a result, she took home 1st place in the women's big air. Congratulations to all the competitors in the women's big air competition. We're back with our last 2 jumpers in the men's big air final. Here's Mike Bassett, electing to start his jump from a higher position on the hill, Lee.
Mikey's first score, an 11.2. That put him in 7th place. He definitely wants to climb out of 7th place, probably into a podium spot. We'll see if he can do it in this, his second jump.
Well, Mike Bassett's trying something new, a little more speed on this jump, Lee. What's the thinking here?
A lot of guys feel like it's better to slow down a little before you hit the jump than have to worry about just getting to speed when you hit it. Mike had a lot of speed coming into this one, and he goes for 9. Almost sticks it. Comes up a little bit short on that one. Got a little wobbly on that last rotation.
Well, no one has ever accused Mike Bassett of holding back. He gets an extra 50 feet on the runway, and here's what he uncorks.
Mike goes for 9 and almost gets it around. He throws the nose out in front of him at the last second. Gets the grab in and just can't get it all the way around. Mike smiling because he knows he came oh so close. His score of 14, he'll have to keep it, but it's definitely not what he wanted.
So Mike Bassett might miss out on the podium. Our final jumper of the evening, this is Miles Howland. First jump, 13.30, so he currently sits behind Bassett.
Miles bumped out the 900 on the first jump with a stale grab. The only problem, he didn't land it. I'm sure that he wants to land it this time.
And Lee, most of these guys are sticking with 1 jump from their first and second jump. If Miles can iron this thing out, this may be a winner.
Miles dropping in switch. rolling straight into the jump. Rolls onto his toe side edge, pops the stale grab 900 and lands it beautifully. Straightens up at the last minute and sets the landing gear down for an absolutely perfect landing.
Well, the pandemonium has begun. These guys think Miles Hallen, their boy, is the winner. And I got to give him credit. That was an amazing jump. All the pressure in the world, Lee. Look what he pulls off.
He comes off switch, gets that stale grab in, holds onto it for a complete rotation, and then throws another rotation in and lands it without even putting a hand down, right on edge.
Well, Miles Hallen certainly making things very interesting. And I don't know what's more dangerous, hucking yourself into the Vermont night or the post-celebration party. We'll be back to make it official and find out who claims the big air competition right after this. The U.S. Open Snowboarding Championships have been brought to you by M&M's Crispy. Introducing the new Crispy M&M's. The feeding frenzy has begun. And by Union Bay. Welcome back to Stratton Mountain, Vermont for the conclusion of the U.S. Open Men's Big Air Competition presented by Crispy M&M's and Union Bay. Well, this was the chaotic scene just moments ago with the enthusiastic crowd giving accolades to third-place winner Crazy Al Traves, who grabbed the spot with a final jump of 22.4. Second place went to Tom Flacco, whose second jump score of 23.0 gave him competition lead momentarily until this man, Miles Hallen, the final jumper of the contest, took it away with a mind-blowing second jump. His score 24.9, almost 2 points better than Flacco. Well, the enthusiastic crowd was not dampened by the late night and the cold temperatures. The champagne flowed for the victor, and what a night for Miles Hallen. This is an evening he won't soon forget. And it all came possible on a final jump of the night, a switch 900 with a stale grab. So it is Vermont's own Miles Hallen who walks away with $10,000 by virtue of his win here at the U.S. Open Men's Big Air Competition. One more look at it. A thing of beauty. Our Lee Crane has made his way down into the pandemonium. He's with Miles Hallen.
The Ice Coast's own Big Air champ. How's it feel, surrounded by all your bros? You just won the Big Air.
It feels awesome. Yeah.
I talked to you earlier, and you said that you hoped it went well tonight. Apparently, it went pretty well.
Yeah, it certainly did. I'm stoked on the jump. I'm stoked on the crowd. Had a really good time. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
This is how it ended up. Hallen moves from 5th to 1st place with that jump. Flacco 3rd to 2nd, and Trav and Heifetz dropping to 3rd and 4th respectively. A great effort by all. So the final U.S. Open of the millennium goes into the history books. Certainly this one will be remembered for a long time. For my colleague Lee Crane, I'm Todd Harris saying so long from Stratton, Vermont. We'll see you next time right here on ESPN. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network. Go.com.